Ladies and gentlemen, what I saw today was this. No, not a game, not a killer clown, no, not the Flash, no, what I saw was this. And I saw an injustice today. That's what I saw. I don't know what you guys saw, but the amount of verbal fecal matter that was sent searing into our ears, being processed by our brains, the amount of corporate BS and wording things properly just so they can kind of caress some egotistical and, let's be honest, absolute brain-dead Microsoft Xbox out there, the drones, and caress them and pull them in with their little lasso and what, pow, crack of the whip, get them to buy the console. I don't know what you saw, but I saw the most sleazy and, let's be honest, forgettable conference we've seen in a long time. It was forgettable to the point where me, Mr. Improv, needs a script. When have you seen me use a script for anything? 2 pages worth of a script. But let's go down the pipeline because I will give them credit. The conference wasn't all bad. So let's get down to it. Get hyped, ladies and gentlemen, because we're into it. So the Microsoft One conference, I know what you're thinking. It's Xbox One and Microsoft E3 conference. No, it's Microsoft One. The Microsoft One piece of shit conference. Okay, so they start off with the pre-show. And, pre-show's fine, get hyped, whatever. It's the show before the show. Alright, so we're sitting there, we're chilling, we're vibing, we're waiting for, the pre-show to come on. Pre-show comes on, and they start talking about how Rarewell will be back in the saddle, back in the control center, back on top of its glorious game, recapturing its glory days. So we're thinking, maybe we're going to get a Banjo-Kazooie, something like that? But then they start talking about pretty much their equivalent to Wii Sports, but using the new Kinect. And they got some soccer. They got motorboat races. And I do you, Microsoft? Do you? That's it's literally just Wii Sports Resort. Whatever. But like they say, the Wii's for the kids. But then this, okay, all right, cool. Then Xbox Live is still pay to play. It is, and all the rumors about checking it every 24 hours confirmed. But then they say Xbox Live will finally step up onto the level of the PlayStation Network. And you know how they're going to do it? Their first step to doing it is with your Xbox Live subscription, you will be able to download 2. Count them 2. Uno, dos. 1, 2. Hana, duo. That's South Korean if you didn't know. But that means you will be able to get 2. Count them 2 once again. Games for free. Downloading them. So I'm thinking, all right, that's cool. All right, I like that. All right, what type of games are we talking here, buddy? And the games they brought up were Halo 3. Halo 3. And Assassin's Creed 2. Right when you thought you were getting a monster deal, you're only saving yourself $2 and some change, plus shipping if you're really going to go to Amazon for it. But let's be honest, these games are so old and dated, at what point is it just going to... Moving on, I'm blown away by that. Also, they finally brought something to the table, something that is unique. Okay, the way they phrased it was we were going to get some unique experience never before seen on consoles. And they're right, it was never before seen on consoles because the game isn't made for consoles. But ladies and gentlemen, I bring you your new Xbox 360 exclusive, World of Tanks! Oh, you're not clapping? Maybe I need to get more presentation. Your new Xbox 360 exclusive World of Tanks! No? Still not good for you? Didn't do for me either. But I tried. Then we get this thing called Max, the Curse of Brotherhood or something to that effect. And honestly, the gameplay looked pretty nice, something that I was actually able to get behind. I was like, alright, looks pretty good. I mean, it's a platformer. It's about time Microsoft got themselves a platformer. And I'm thinking, yeah, this is going to be a great exclusive. Huzzah! I'm thinking it's going to be cool and dandy and whatnot. But then, it's not an exclusive. Shots fired. So it's not going to be an exclusive. But the game looked nice. And seeing that the Xbox One will have a legitimate platformer on it, even though not exclusive, okay. I guess I could toss you a bone there. But if it's going to be everywhere, I can't really put it in your stock. But I could say, you got something. Alright, then you have Dark Souls 2. You're showing me Dark Souls 2. Really? You're showing me Dark Souls 2. Why are you showing me Dark Souls 2? Okay. Then they get down to the exclusives. They get down to the grit. They get down to the real deal. They start laying the smackers down on all the consoles' collective candy asses. And we're talking about going back with a cult classic. We're talking about the combo breaker of the day. We're getting Killer Instinct back. And honestly, it's been showed off and put out there months ago, weeks ago. So if you knew about this was nothing new. You expected it. But hey, you know, you got something. And all of you Killer Instinct fans who've been sitting outside of the fighting game fold, just sitting there pouty and waiting for your day, bask in it. You got it. Enjoy yourself. You have it. However, with all the other, like, I like Killer Instinct, but with all the blemishes and all the other things that have been confirmed with the Xbox One, Killer Instinct is by no means a game that is going to make me shell out money for a console and the game. It just ain't going to happen, Jack. I just refuse to play that game. But then we have a game that looks awesome. It looks unique, it looks original, and it's about time that I saw something like this come out of the Microsoft camp. This legitimately looks like a great game. And I believe it's called, Sunset Overdrive. It looks awesome. It's creative, it's got a nice art style, and I was really digging it. Except there was one thing. You didn't show me a drop, not an ounce, not a small little tidbit, not a pubic hair size of gameplay. Nothing. I just got pre-rendered footage, cutscenes, and all things of that nature. Nothing really just I can reach out and touch and find as tangible information to be like, maybe I should do some more research. But, you know, the cutscenes, you know, the things and the art style and the gimmicks, you know, they look pretty cool. So I can give it that. I can honestly give it that. Then moving on down the line, I gotta take my glasses off. Because when I was typing this as I was watching the conference, and I really can't believe I forgot about that. Oh, okay, that's an actual thing. So yeah, guys, we're gonna get an awesome experience, a very creative and innovative experience on the Xbox One. It's going to be something so deep and so detailed and just something so awesome. It is going to push the graphical content and the graphical limits of this console. It is going to make this console blow steam. And it's games of this graphical caliber that are going to absolutely smoke, trash, bash, and harass all the PS4 drones, all the Sony drones, and all the Nintendo Wii-tards out there. Yes, that's right, folks. It's going to be that great because we're talking about Minecraft! Microsoft, you have taken the bucket and you kicked it. That's right. I got bucket props. Why do I got bucket props? That's a good question because I don't even know the answer to it. Let's keep moving on, shall we? All right. Then we have Quantum Break. Graphically, it looked nice. Once again, no gameplay. They come out and they say, this game is being run in real time. Go look behind us. Yes. Look at the giant screen being run in real time. But it is a pre-rendered thing. It's something that's already been a cutscene. It's not gameplay. Thus, defeating the whole purpose of you even trying to coerce me into being like, oh, like you were trying to do, but it didn't get my lips wet. Sorry. Then you have a game called D4. The art style literally looked like if you were on acid and made The Wizard of Oz, but then they thought your idea didn't have enough acid-induced hallucinations, so they gave you more acid and some crack cocaine, some smack, some speed, and some Nivea hand lotion, put it all in a bottle, shook it up real nice, shaken, not stirred, and then force-feeded you down with a funnel, and then you came up with whatever art style that was. I know nothing about the game, because at one point it was lagged, so I had to refresh the stream. So I'm not really going to judge it, but looking from just what I saw from the trailer, just starting up the game should give you a seizure. Just giving you a warning. Then we get down to Dave McCarthy. Comes out on stage and he says, I want to give gaming to everyone. He wants to make gaming universal. All right, cool. Do your thing. Then he says he wants to bring the ability to create to everybody. Now, I'm going to be honest. Everybody ain't really got business creating. We see what people on the internet do once we give them the power of YouTube. I really hate to see how far that imagination will go if we give them a whole realm to work with. But, you know, he comes out, he brings out this innovative type thing where you get to, by voice, manipulate the world, create your own games. And it's like Minecraft, but easier to manage and more in-depth. And, you know, I'm not really someone who's in the Minecraft type scene, but I'm going to be honest, like, the game looked okay. I mean, it looked awesome, you know. But then they said it's also going to be affiliated with Windows 8. And if it's going to be something on the PC, although I'm not going to have Windows 8, if it's going to be something on the PC in general, not really seeing where this is going to take off for the Xbox One. But if it is an Xbox One exclusive, you know, people who get the Xbox One will use this feature for a little bit, but it's not something that's really going to take off since, you know, this is supposed to be the hardcore gamers console. And hardcore gamers, for the most part, well, the people that are considered hardcore by Microsoft standards, only care about your first-person shooters, your fighting games, things of that nature. They're not going to sit down and play this. Although I'd sit down and play it. It looks pretty cool. It looks legitimate. Although at the same time, it doesn't look like anything that's super omega unique to where I have to just drop everything, run out and go get an Xbox One. This is not going to sell me. This is like something that's going to be fun for like a hot week and a half, and then I'm done with it. So, you know, cool, whatever. You got that. Then another guy comes out and he says, these games are only made possible due to the Xbox One's architecture. And we covered this. A lot of the games that we've shown here are multi-platform. So that's a lot. And then he says Xbox uploading capabilities come out where you can stream to Twitch directly, but it's just like the PS4. I mean, the PS4 is doing the same thing, just with Ustream, PS4 recording. I mean, it's nothing where I'm like, once again. Then they come out with this trailer, and it had no sound. I don't know how to explain that. This is E3. You're supposed to have your game face on. You're supposed to treat everything with your best effort. And you play a trailer with no sound? You couldn't come up with some sort of MIDI? Just no sound. That's how you're doing it. Okay, that's cool. Then they show Dead Rising 3, which, alright, Dead Rising 3. This is a game that we already knew that was going to be a thing. You cannot go wrong with Dead Rising. Much like Forza Motorsport 5. Yes, these games look beautiful. They look genius. They look amazing. They look like the creme de la creme of the console. But how can I put stock into you for something we already knew was going to be good? Like, by title alone, Dead Rising. People love Dead Rising. People love Dead Rising 2. If you like killing zombies, you like Dead Rising. But I will give Dead Rising credit and Capcom some credit. They showed nothing but gameplay. Gameplay, 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 gameplay. That's how I like to see it. So Capcom, although I'm not your biggest fan, I'm one of your biggest detractors, good on you. You did something right. I like that. I can respect that. Fist bump. Yeah. Salutes. Then you get Witcher 3. Which is already a PC thing, but, you know, cool, whatever. They're going to put it on the Xbox One, and honestly, okay. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, they said that the Xbox One will support DirectX 11, which is a shock because DirectX 10 had been out for who knows how long, and the 360 has done nothing to implement it, incorporate it, touch it, even look at it so much with a dirty look. Okay. And let's be honest, I don't mean to be rude, but remember how Microsoft said we're going to have so many IPs and so many new content. And then pretty much we only got about 4 so far at this point. And one of which looks like a clone of the yesteryear. I mean, I'm not going to hold it to that. Like, we just got a bunch of sequels, clones of the yesteryear. But, you know, I'm not going to hold them to that because they're not out yet. They could prove to be something innovative and deep. So, I'll hold off on that. Then, here comes Battlefield down the pipeline. I'm going to read what I typed here word for word because I don't think I can word it better. They mistimed the trailer. What do I mean by that? The guy gets out on the stage. He says, now I present to you Battlefield 4. It's coming. It's coming. Now, you see how long of a wait this has been? It was about 8 times as long, because it was roughly 2-minute wait. Just 2 minutes of dead silence, and him being like, all right. And then he had the audacity, when the people in the crowd were annoyed, to tell them to shut up. Like, no, you shut up. It's our fault, but you shut up. Which is the whole mentality of Microsoft, and we've been saying that since day one. People like me, but no one wants to believe me. And then they do it blatantly, but people still eating it up. Alright, so, whatever. They already had the no sound trailer. Now this one doesn't work. So what happens? It's Battlefield 4. It's nothing that we didn't already expect. But then it comes out and, yeah. Let's keep it real. We caught you, Microsoft. We caught you. That wasn't the 360 game that you showed. Because at the top right, something known as a, battle log, that little thing at the top right. That's only the PC version of the game. So you ran the PC trailer because the 361 didn't work. So you gave people false ideas on how good and how smooth the game will run. Because it was the PC version. But, that's cool. Alright, whatever. You got caught, though. We saw it at the top right. Go look up the footage. Go look it up. It's true. It's doggone true. Then, you get this other game. They show a game, and they don't tell us what the game is. They don't tell us what the title of the game is. They play it for about maybe 10, 15 seconds, and it looks like some overhead, top-down puzzle, world-exploring type game, and then it just cuts off, and they just say, it was a game made by Black Tusk. Don't give us the title or nothing. Nothing. No details. Nothing. Then there's this other game that comes out that's like a CGI trailer. Excuse me, this is the one that's made by Black Tusk, the one I'm talking about now. I don't even think they said the developer of the other one. But then, it's like, it looks like Metal Gear's, like a Metal Gear type thing. It looks crazy. It looks pretty awesome. But then they do nothing with it. It's just like, they just say who made it. They don't give us a title. We know nothing about the game, nothing of its work. We don't know anything about the game. Then, you have a man walking kind of like Ezio. He's got like the hood on. It's sandy. It's like a sand cloak. So you think it's like a guy walking through the sands of Afghanistan. So we're thinking it's a Call of Duty game. We're thinking something of that nature. Nope, it's Halo. But Master Chief was wearing the sand cloak. Not because he needed it. He's in a fully armored suit. Sand cloak. Fully armored suit. Sand cloak. That's like me saying, man, it sure is cold in here. Well, I'm glad I solved the problem. I'm pretty warm now. I hope you can all hear my vocal inflections. Because I'm not happy. But maybe they redeemed themselves. But no, the only reason why he was in the sand cloak was the simple reason that they didn't want you to see that it was Master Chief until they wanted you to have that Master Chief moment for all the Halo fans out there. And to be fair, they didn't even say it was going to be a game. It just said Halo in the background. They talked about Spielberg. They talked about the TV show. And then the girl walked off the stage. So, that was pretty much pointless. That was pretty much to just try to mind numb the Halo fans into saying, this conference is great with a capital G. But, whatever. And then they reveal that the price is going to be, what? $500? Which is technically $560 because you still got to pay for Xbox Live. So, it's only $40 cheaper than a PS3 when it was at launch. So, nothing too big there. Then they reveal the game that we've all been waiting for. The game that is just ready to just be moistened and fully caressed and immersed into the minds of every gamer for years and generations to come. Titanfall! Now, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not even gonna play this off. Titanfall looks alright. It looks alright. It looks pretty decent. It looks like a solid game, first-person shooter. You got your mechs things going on. It's like, you got some mech assault elements. You got some Call of Duty elements, Battlefield elements. And, the game looked like, it had promise. I mean, don't get me wrong. At its current stage, it looked like a Modern Warfare game with mechs. But, it looked like it had some promise. It looked like there could be some things that are actually going to be into the game. But, honestly, at first, it looked like it was just going to be a cross of Call of Duty, just reskinned to look like the PS3's Vanquish. That's what it looked like at first. I'm not going to lie. That's what it looked like at first. And it still looks like that, but at the same time, it looks like it has some elements that make it original and a unique experience. But it doesn't mean it's good, and by no means is this the type of game that's going to make me go out and just buy the Xbox One because it's the greatest headliner of the generation. No, not at all. And then, yeah, Xbox, you said this was the year that gamers, you were going to win them back. With all these stuff that's been going on, you were going to win them back. You were going to win them back. Okay, you're going to win them back. Microsoft, if this was you, count it. You just got thrown away into the abyss. That's right, the abyss, not abyss, the obese abyss. Because there isn't a crevice deep enough that fits abyss that I want to throw you into right now, Microsoft. It was that bad. It was disgusting. It was horrible. It was boring, it was played out, and it overstayed its welcome, to be completely honest with you. And not to be rude or push a point even more further, but legitimately, if you are not into first-person shooters, this conference did absolute zero for you. I'm the Black Preon, and my rant is done. You all have a nice day. Now we gotta watch EA. EA? No, you're not getting a video. No one else is getting a video. Because everyone else is going to do everything else. I'm not going to do this. I'm fed up. I'm fed up with the conference as of now.